guys, welcome back to the trail. And as you can tell from the sign, we're in Wycolla Country Park. It's about 40 minutes from where I live. We're going to head up onto the moorland for a 15-mile circular. We're going to cross Jackson's Ridge. I'm hoping to. Map's not quite clear how we're going to do that yet. I've got a route planned and some ideas. Pick up the Bronte Way and the Pennine Bridleway down there. And then we're going to cut north-northeast over the top of the moors. And it's bitterly cold this morning. It's given good weather for the day, so I expect it's going to get warm. But we're off to a very cold start. So here we are. I'm going to pick up this bridleway here. It looks ancient. Between these posts with its ancient signage. And we're getting memories now of pending autumn. Oh, already got a wet ground. So yeah, let's get after it. Let's get back on the trail. So anyone familiar with the videos will know that I did the Pendle Way, and the Wycolla Hall that you just saw there is on that. And we're just following the same path, and we're going to pick up the Pennine Bridleway and then head southwest. And from here there's just loads of intersecting footpaths, places to look at. It's in a really nice area. Toilets were open. Must be a local who opens them up. But yeah, as I came around the corner, I will admit, I had no idea it was a Pendle Way until I saw it. I thought, oh, that's quite familiar. That's my route planning for you. I should have picked up on it straight away. But yeah, lovely paved road. On we go. The old familiar Pendle Witch, which originally took us down there. But today we're going that way, Turnhall Clough. warming up now, sun's coming up, almost a clear sky, so it's going to be definitely going to be a warm one today. But classic ordnance survey or route planning madness. So here's the valley down on my right. We were down at the bottom of the valley and we had a choice of 3 paths, 2 of which went through the valley and the other one was our path, which was the Bronte Way. So followed the Bronte Way up and did some climbing. We've obviously, as you can see below, we've elevated, we've gone quite high up. But now the path then goes back down into the valley to intersect the other 2 paths. No reason whatsoever. So if you were walking the Bronte Way, you basically just climbed up the side of a hill to come straight back down when you could have just cut the corner off. Why not just divert the Bronte Way through the valley for the sake of from that farmhouse up to this intersection here? Bonkers. No idea why it's like that, but I wanted to stick to my path, and one of my rules with navigating is, with the exception of obvious corner cuts you can make. I think I did one a while ago where it was literally just a sticky little bit of a bend in the river where you could just walk straight across and cut a mile off, and I could see all of that. But when navigating, I try my best to stick to the path that I've plotted, and especially on national trails, national long distance walks, I stick to the path as closely as possible, unless for obvious reasons I can see a suitable detour. But you will come across that in long distance walking. You'll walk a section and you'll just think, wow, I could have just cut this corner off, and it happens more than you think. And so there you go, prime example. The Bronte Way we followed up onto the top of the hill and right, and you saw earlier that the Pendle Way, which we've walked, went the opposite way. It went off to the left at that road diversion and followed a completely different path. But all 3, the valley path, the Bronte Way and the Pendle Way, intersect here, and you could have just come up the valley. Why? No idea. So here we are again, back on the Pendle Way, and where we're going to intersect. Obviously we're on the Bronte Way at the same time, and sign here for the Pennine Bridleway, where these 3 meet. I'm pretty sure that's where I sat to have lunch. So I had a quick check on my phone and it was July 2021, so almost a year ago today. Oh, it's a year, it's August 21st today. 1 year ago I was here, and the weather was very different. I mean, I did have some good days. I think it was a 3-dayer. Had a pub stop and then a hotel stop, camping spot. I had a big blue Kelty, I didn't think it was the 20 kilos I had last time. Anyway, there we go. Good thing about bridleways, gates are always available. Yeah, I think I started in pouring down rain, if I remember. Ah, the good old days. I thought it was longer than a year ago, but obviously not. So here we have the upper and lower Caldwell reservoirs, and the peak there is Pendle Hill, which is sort of the end of the Pendle Way. So as we carry on down this path, we're going to reach a point where we leave the Pendle Way behind, and we're going to head sort of northeast up onto that ridge there, follow the moors onto Jackson's Ridge. I'm quite glad of the wind, because otherwise that sun, big ball in the sky, will be absolutely red hot, and it might even get to that today. I've got plenty of water in my pack, and I've got some food, and we've gone past the 4 mile mark, so I will be looking to stop for a break in a short while. So there we go, Upper Caldwell Reservoir. That is the Pendle Way, and that's where last year we carried on, and you can imagine heading in the direction of Pendle Hill itself. Well, that's not for us today. We're going to say goodbye to the Pendle Way. We're going to carry on the Pennine Bridleway for a bit longer. I can see some ruins over there that might be suitable for us to stop and have something to eat, and then we're going to get up on top of the moors. Technically we're on the moorland now, but I'm going to get up there proper. I'm hoping that we don't lose any more elevation and that we can keep climbing. It's not a major climb today, but given that last week was the Wigan, Leeds and Liverpool canal trip, which was predominantly flat, I was eager to kind of stretch my legs a bit more this week and get some elevation in, so chose something that wasn't too challenging. The only issue I have is, as with all moorland, I'm always dubious about once up there getting off again after a couple of bad experiences. So let's carry on and hopefully find somewhere to stop and have a sandwich. Sun's right in my eyes. More sunlight in there. Up we go. So as you can see, oh, it's getting mighty warm. Getting up slack road, which is anything but slack. It's a steep climb, and even the push bikes are struggling. But we didn't get our break, so to speak. Managed to eat my sandwich and have a drink. But the minute I sat down, 2 cars pulled up, disgorged their passengers. There was no peace and quiet for the pilgrim. So, pressing on, and we are 6 miles 18, so over a third through, and we'll stop for lunch. We'll have a brew this time at the 10 mile mark, so we'll divide it into thirds. And there, some burned out little bank. So this track is going to take us well onto the top of the moorland, which is really convenient. And then when we reach Tom Groove, whoever that guy is, I want to take an alternate path towards Ladlaw Trig Point. I want to bag that trig, and if I can do that, then I'll go over Bolesworth Hill, past the little saucer stones, and come back down that way. Otherwise, I'm going to have to go to Warcock, or Peacock Hill as it's called, and go that way if there's no available path. So ideally Trig Point every time, and then once we're past that we'll be hitting Jackson's Ridge. So off to a good start so far. See how we get on. Well, it's decision time. We're at the 7.3 mile mark. Oh, you got the sun in your eyes there. We're literally right bang between the 2 points I mentioned before. Up there, way up there, is the Trig Point, Ladlaw, and then to the right, the natural path takes us through that rock formation. You can see the track already veering that way. And now that I'm here, boots on the ground, it looks like if I wanted to get up to that ridge, I would have had to have started earlier and hit the fence, because I can see bits of fence and the occasional gate, which looks like the more gradual climb up to the Trig Point. Where at the moment, unless something changes in the terrain, there's no visible path up there except some tracks just down from the ridge. And I don't know if that's tracks or just sometimes you get a tributary or a brook, something running off the top, and it's kind of carved out the ground. But you've got this valley here, these depressions, which I'm not sure I can get across yet. So we're going to carry on, but at the moment I'm leaning towards sticking to the original trail, just taking in the stones and leaving the Trig Point either for another day, or I'm just not going to bother. I am that kind of way out today. I'll say more on my next break, but I don't think I've got the mental stamina to get up that ridge unless there's a perfectly good track. So we're going to carry on, see what comes up. Well, sometimes you decide, and other times the trail decides for you. So this track came to an end, a sort of turning circle, and then breaking off from that was a smaller track, which is definitely leading us up to the Trig Point. So there's no other track leading that way. Clearly, this is the popular trail. And we're going to go bag that Trig Point. My legs aren't looking forward to this, but that's what we came here to do. So yeah, you can see it takes us down in there, up there, and it's going to wind its way up to the high point there, Ladlaw. Don't know what the height is, I'll tell you when we get there. So Dove Stones over there, this rock formation, we won't be seeing that except from the peak. We should get a nice view today. We've got clear skies so far. Clear skies. Still got some cloud. Right, let's just get on with it. Yep, heavy breathing, sweating. About halfway up. Don't ever think for any reason that I run up these hills, or that because I'm out nearly every weekend this is easy. It's not, man. I don't think hills are ever easy, are they? Unless you're one of them psycho fell runners. But you can see, if you look behind me, the fence there. That's where we're going. Then we'll find the trig point. We're off Gary's radar now, because the track I'd originally chosen was my plan A. This is my plan B, which has turned into plan A. Right, last push. Nice to be alone. Nice to have solitude. Yeah, let's keep going. There she is. So we're cutting across the open access moorland to try and pick up my original path using Gary, which is following the border stones or the marker stones of the land, and goes through the valley rather than having to go over 2 more hills. So I'm going to do that. I don't see any problems at the minute. It's nice and flat. Pick that up, be back on track then.
3 hours later.
Back on the path, or path. It's not much of one, but it's more than I've just had. That was awful. Absolutely awful. Trying to cross well, it looks like flat moorland, and then you put your foot down and you're all over the place. Horrible bit of the trail there. Part of me thinks I should have just carried on, followed the fence and seen if there was an actual footpath. Don't know. Easy to make those decisions from the armchair. But we're back on Gary's route now, and we've got 6.5 miles left. So I need to look for somewhere convenient to stop, have my lunch, maybe even make a brew. Studley Pike, that, miles away over there. Been there, done that. Yeah, try and get some morale back now. Crippled me that. Back in the boonie hat. Sun's pretty warm, kind of baking me. So I stopped, filled up my water, had some pain pills and some Kendall mint cake just to fire me up for the next mile till lunchtime. Whew. And you can see I'm just following these finger posts. Marks the boundary stones and that's my direct path. 6.3 left. Really do want to get off the moors now. And got some urban walking to do back to the car. Yeah, I'll feel better in a bit. A literal boundary stone. 10-mile mark, 2/3 done. You can tell already the wind's high, which means I'm not going to make a brew. I'm just going to eat my sandwich. The previous one was peanut butter and jam. This one's cheese with chili jam. Absolutely grueling so far. My legs are throbbing. It doesn't help, I've got 2 hard spots on my feet. It's like walking with stones in your boots. Should have dealt with them before I came out. No, I didn't want to walk this morning. Did not feel it at all. I've mentioned this before. Sometimes you wake up and feel like Monday morning, like you're going to work and you really don't want to go. Don't know why. I just accept it as a fact of hiking and turn a bit that way and just push through it. There was no danger involved. There have been walks before where I've literally driven maybe 45 minutes to the start of the trail, did not feel it whatsoever, just drove back home. Obviously, you never see those. But I felt I could push through today. So the plan is to get off this moorland down into the more urban areas and begin to make our way back to the Atom, the Panopticon, where we started. The winds are dying down, might be able to make a brew. That's what I'm talking about. Cheers. So I mentioned last time about not having a thing to protect my lips, thanks to Passy. Saw this on Shug Emery's channel, and he just put one of these rubber wristbands around the edge of his cup so it wouldn't burn his lips. Passy had one, so chuffed. And it works. Just the smell revives my soul. Coffee. It's all about the coffee.
Coffee. The finest organic suspension ever devised. It's got me through the worst of the last 3 years.
So I'm going to drink this, and then we've got 5 miles left, so I won't stop again. We'll just carry on back to the car. We've only got 1 weekend left before... it's only 10 past 11. Only 1 weekend left before St Oswald's Way. So I do plan on getting the day hike done next weekend, depending on what the weather's doing, God willing. And then it's it. I'm gonna head over to Northumberland Way, bash out some miles. Quite excited for that. Very excited. Just need to get some supplies. And there will be videos, of course, as you'd expect. Oh my life. Path. I've been so glad to see a path before. We're at the other side of the moor now, we're on its north side. See the land spreading out before us. We're now going to pick up some grouse shooting tracks back down to the road, get us off this elevation. You can see an old little hut down there. But there was a point there where the guidepost just disappeared. I was navigating entirely with Gary. Oh, that was physically exhausting, man. I'm gonna boundary stone, KC 1902. Oh, I'm glad that's over with, man. I'm so glad. Take a picture of you. There we go. Right, and we barely chipped away at the mileage. 4.7 left. We've done 11.3. So we've gained some mileage. Right, on we go, yeah? Leg stretcher, he says. I'll just stretch my legs with this easy walk. So I am supposed to go down there at a footpath, even got a finger post coming up, but there's clearly some kind of sheepdog trials going on literally in that field, so I'm not going to disturb them. According to the map I can carry on to the farmhouse, pick up the road, come back on myself, so stick a bit extra on, but we ain't bothered. I'd rather do that than disturb them. There we go. I'd normally be going down there. We're not. We're going to go straight. This trail gets me on the highs, it gets me on the lows. So this is the Bronte Trail, and it is a mess. Oh, talk about trip hazards. Now look at state. Must be something to do with the boonie. Keeps putting me in these positions. I can back in now. Just want some road walking, man. Just want some road walking. I got to go. A bridge, sir. A bridge. That's the problem with this bit of the trail, you're hearing waterfalls and features, but the vegetation is so overgrown you can't see them. Let's sit on this stile, absolutely superfluous stile because the wall's collapsed. 2.7 miles left, this is slow going. I mean, I'll admit, it's kind of enjoyable trudging through the jungle, but I'm gonna get to the car now. Come on. This should, at the end of this piece of trail, put us on the main road. And I am main roading it all the way back. I ain't diverting. My feet are alive with the sound of music. Or pain. Can't say I liked Bronte before, but now I definitely don't. Oh. Just when we came off the moors, really thought we were done. It was going to be plain sailing. No, the trail, it had other ideas. We're at the reservoir now. Every leg muscle, my glutes, thighs, calves. Ghost. I mean, I enjoyed that a little bit, pushing through, but man alive, what a trudge. We're on the road now. Two and a half miles left, and we've already done 14 and a half. So we've added extra mileage. And there's the road. That's what I want. Right. Said it before, I'll say it again. Come on, let's bash out these miles. So, looked at the map, saw it was 2 miles of more of the same, flipping back paths, and now I can't even think now. So I'm having some Blue Thunder, and we're just going to road walk the rest. Can't be bothered. Yeah, done with these silly paths, they're killing my feet. Back on the road, 2 miles straight to the car, no questions asked. Nothing else to see. I've achieved what I came to achieve, and the footpath just takes you back to Wycoller. Road walk time. Cheers. Well, we made it back. Boy, that was a hard slog. Was not expecting it. I really didn't expect such difficulty. Though I had a bad feeling right from the start. As I was looking at the map, I thought, crossing that moorland, I knew there were going to be issues. And yeah, waking up this morning, not quite being in the right frame of mind. Not so bad now. Thinking maybe I just need to chug a lot of energy juice when I get up. And that last bit of the trail, when I kind of thought to myself, it was all done and dusted, and then, man alive, the Bronte Way came and kicked me in the backside. So yeah, emotional roller coaster, hence why I'm making the brew to have on the way home. What more can I say? I'm exhausted. Yeah, I had 2 sort of hard spots on each of my feet and 1 on each foot that I should have dealt with. I should have took them off, and I didn't. So every time my foot, went over on one side or the other, it was just agony, absolute agony. And I was really annoyed at myself for not dealing with that. Anyway, it's done. It's done. We hit the trig point. We got what we wanted to do. We got through the moorland, we came down the other side where we planned to. Yeah, we diverted for the sheep-dog trails. Ended up going through the Bronte Way, which will go down in history, like I was back in Narm. And it could have been a lot worse if it had been, you know, wet, rainy. I'd have been drenched, man. But thankfully it was dry, and I saw a family who were in the wrong field trying to get onto that path. I did warn them that the kids would be getting a face full of ferns. So, yeah, and then just at the end I was done. You could tell I was done. It was time to get back on the road. Just road walked it, got my phone out. I think that's going to be a good habit now. Is the last couple of miles I'm going to pray, work through my sheet. I do have an app for my phone with all my prayer points on, and I want to be praying for people, praying for you guys watching the videos, praying for my family and stuff like that. And giving thanks, because regardless of how I feel, it's still been a good day, and they're all learning experiences. You learn to endure and to struggle through these things. So as you can tell, I'm slipping away. I'm very tired. I'm very hungry. I'm going to go home and spend the evening with my wife before work tomorrow. And yeah, one more weekend, one more trip out, I think, before St. Oswald's Way. Really looking forward to that. It's going to be a good break. I love the format. I love the way we do it. So that's all I've got to say, guys. Oh, and if it didn't appear already, bonk, there's the stats. So we did more mileage than we expected with detours and getting up onto that trig point, which was the easiest bit, I think. So there you go. There's the stats as per usual. Gary, superb. Again, making a great show of the trail, giving me all the information I need, recording that mileage, letting me know how many miles were left. Perfect. Can't fault the Garmin e-Trex. Right, I'm going. Nearly got a boil. So I'm going to make this brew, put it in my travel mug, travel safely home. Bishy bashy bosh. Jobs are done. So anyway, guys, thanks for watching this video, and thanks for all of you who are repeat subscribers, who are there watching every time I post a video. You guys are the best, and I really do mean that. Not just usual content provider bump, but yeah, when I upload a video and I see likes and views straight off the bat, I really do appreciate it. So keep doing what you're doing, guys, and I will, no doubt, see you next time back on the trail. Yes, sir. Looks like a real pretty boil.